The third mistake smart people make is emotional spending and stress purchases. It is a quiet, late-night ritual. A heavy day at the office, a string of demanding meetings, and the crushing weight of expectations have left you depleted. You open your laptop or reach for your phone, and within minutes, you've exchanged your hard-earned capital for a fleeting sense of control. You've just made a stress purchase. For the high achiever, this is the most difficult mistake to admit, because it suggests that your logic, the very tool that built your career, has been hijacked by your neurochemistry. We like to believe that our financial decisions are the result of cold, calculated analysis. We think we buy for utility, for quality, or for necessity. But for the intelligent person under high pressure, spending is rarely about the object itself. It is about the transition. It's an attempt to buy an emotion you lack, or to silence an emotion you can no longer tolerate. It is the reward we grant ourselves for surviving a life we find increasingly taxing. In these moments, your bank account isn't a ledger of wealth. It's a pressure valve for your psyche. This is the hidden cost of a high-stakes life. When your cognitive load is maxed out, your willpower, a finite resource, begins to crumble. This is known as decision fatigue. By the time the sun sets, your ability to say no to a luxury item, a premium subscription, or an unnecessary tech upgrade is non-existent. You aren't being stupid, you are being human. But for the smart individual, these small, repetitive leaks in the hull of your financial ship can sink you just as surely as a massive wreck. The danger of emotional spending is that it creates a feedback loop. You work hard to earn more, which increases your stress, which leads to more treat yourself spending to cope with that stress. This spending then necessitates that you keep working that high-stress job to maintain your now inflated lifestyle. You aren't just buying a product. You are buying another month of bondage to a cycle that drains your soul. You are using your future freedom to pay for a temporary reprieve from your present misery. Observe the language we use, retail therapy. It's a joke we tell to mask a profound truth, that we are trying to fill a void that capital was never meant to occupy. True luxury is the absence of anxiety. Yet, we often trade that potential peace for physical clutter that eventually becomes just one more thing to manage, one more thing to clean, and one more thing to worry about. We buy the image of a successful life while eroding the actual foundation of a successful one. To break this cycle, you must stop viewing your purchases as transactions of money and start viewing them as transactions of time. When you see a $500 item, don't ask if you have the money in your account. Ask how many hours of your life, spent in that stressful chair, under those fluorescent lights, that item represents. Is that gadget worth 10 hours of your sanity? Is that designer piece worth 3 days of your freedom? When you frame spending in the currency of your own life force, the thrill of the purchase often evaporates. The elite mind understands that you cannot solve an internal problem with an external acquisition. If you are stressed, you don't need a new watch, you need a new boundary. If you are lonely, you don't need a new car, you need a connection. If you feel powerless, you don't need to dominate a sales page, you need to reclaim your schedule. Wealth is the ability to walk away. But every time you spend emotionally, you shorten the distance you can walk. Stop using your wealth to numb your life. Start using your wealth to build a life you don't need to escape from. The next time you feel that familiar itch to click buy after a long day, pause. Realize that the feeling you're looking for isn't in the box. It's in the silence that follows when you finally realize you already have enough.